Hey everybody, welcome back to Electric Cafe. Today's album review is on Book of Love's debut album, Book of Love from 1985. Book of Love was a synth pop artist band slash um, from the local area from the local area here in Pennsylvania where I live. Um, from Philadelphia. I'm originally from Los Angeles myself, and then I lived in D.C. for about 18 years, and I moved here to Lancaster, Pennsylvania, about 2 years ago. Um, this band started in the early '80s, and they had some good underground success. They opened up for Depeche Mode on both Some Great Reward and Black Celebration tours in 1985 and '86 here in America. So they were off to a pretty strong start. They kind of, I wouldn't say they fizzled out. They had a couple albums, I think three, through the '80s, and sort of I think there's still kind of a cult following for them in some ways. There's quite a few sort of bands that are sort of early '80s to late '80s that sort of had a few strong albums and sort of didn't make it through the '80s for whatever reason. And but our fondly looked back on as sort of a second tier good synth pop band, and I think like Book of Love would sort of be in that realm. So I'm here to review their debut album. I think of the good. There's a lot of solid songs on here. Some fairly simple music for the most part, but they're talented enough to really make the songs flow well and sort of have changes in the songs where they kind of, they kind of work their way through being a good song. It's not just like a. I would even compare them to like trying to think of who did Living in Oblivion. I know it starts with an A because they're in my A's. Anything Box. Um, they kind of sound a little bit like, not the lead singer, because the lead singer is different, and then here's a Book of Love. The main singer is the girl. But as far as their sound, like, because they're from the same period and the same same synth pop sound, like Anything Box for the most part, they kind of stayed in there. Once they made like a rhythm, they kind of stayed in that rhythm through the song for the most part. Like Book of Love, where I felt like a little bit more talented, even though I like Anything Box's some of their big hits or some of their bigger songs. I like their standout songs more so than Book of Love, but I do feel like Book of Love is a little bit more talented and a little bit more good songs, not necessarily great songs, but so I do feel like they do a good job of sort of starting a song and then having some changes in the song and turning it into an enjoyable song versus just like kind of one note kind of dance song. Like I feel like they're a little bit more on the deeper side of synth pop and not just a dance pop, new wave album sound. So I do like that part about them. I think they harmonize well too. Their voices are good. It's a good sound, good synth pop sound overall. Um, as far as the opportunities, maybe the drumming is kind of basic. That's kind of, there's really not too much I would say that's bad in here. Um, there's really no like standout songs. I mean, there's better songs, but there's really no like knockout songs on here. So maybe that's an opportunity. And 12 songs for an album can be a little long. There's a couple songs that are sort of sounding like other songs possibly, and I felt like if it was a little shorter, it'd probably be a little bit more stronger of an album. Um, so there's 12 tracks. The first track is called. You have to help me on how to pronounce this. Modigliani. 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 Lost in Your Eyes. Nice melody, cool beat. Has a bit of a Kraftwerk melody to it. I think it was Computer World. Kind of reminded me of Computer World. 3 stars. One of the better songs on the album. You Make Me Feel Good. 2 and 3/4 stars. Still Angry. 2 and 1/4 stars. White Lies. 2 stars. Lost Souls. I like this one a little bit better. 3 stars. It almost has like a dark wave on it, which is cool. Um, There's an instrumental track number 6 called Late Show. 1 star. It was okay. I Touch Roses, which was one of the singles. Nice piano. 3 stars. Yellow Sky. Um, Sounds like a real drummer on this one versus some of the other ones sound like a beat machine. So I think they're doing a combination of the both on some of the songs. 3 stars for Yellow Sky. Good track. Um, Number 9, Boy, was also a single. Strong track. 3 stars. Happy Day. 2 stars. Track number 11 is my least favorite on the album. It's called Die Metrozen. Half star. And then Book of Love. 2 stars. So, the overall, there's definitely a lot of, I have 2, 3, 4, 5 songs of the 12 very good. None of them really over 3 stars though. So really not any ones that really stand out. But I have basically 11 of the 12 tracks either good or very good. So it's all kind of in that realm. So I do think it's a solid album. When I look at the stars, I have it 27.5 divided by 12. So 2.29 stars per song. That kind of puts it in the middle 50s. So that's kind of where I put their overall. I bumped it up to a 56 to say it's a pretty good album. It's on the low side of pretty good, but I thought it was a little bit better than just saying it was a good album. So I bumped it up a couple more points to 56 out of 100 because I think it is a pretty good album. But yeah, curious if you like any of these songs on this album, or I also have their second album. I'll probably do their second album in the future as well. But yeah, curious if you guys know Book of Love or you like any of these particular songs. My favorite 3 albums on this favorite 3 songs on this album are Lost Souls, Yellow Sky, and probably Boy. Those are my favorite 3. All right. Thanks for watching.